of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and text us.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, we hit you with the okie doke on a Sunday. Why? Because special circumstances require certain and specific changes to you, how you do business. This Sunday, we're bringing you a special guest, a special edition of One-on-One. We're going to invite you in to have a conversation with us. If you have questions, comments, hit us up on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. You can see on the Starter Heyman Live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. You can see what's going on. Because for the next half hour, on a big weekend here in Lincoln when it comes to hoops, a record crowd yesterday for the women. Today, it's Alumni Day and the Red Hot Maryland Terps. And because of that, in this space, we bring to you Bryce McGowens. Man, come on with it. Come on, man. This is, look, I appreciate you so much. I've said this to your face, and I'll say it in public. I'm so proud of you, not only for what you've done, but through this process that is high-level basketball, you maintain your family value. Bruh, that to me is everything, and it just reinforces good things happen to good people. How are you doing in all this, man?
I'm doing good. Just taking everything day by day, being able to adjust, adapt on the fly. The NBA life is crazy. You never know what's going to happen next. So just always staying focused, staying ready at all times, and keeping God first, So, it's been amazing. I'm continuing to looking forward to having a great journey sometime soon.
It's fascinating to watch because I was here when you got here, and to see who you are and where you come from, and to meet the parents and the family, and to know how much it means to you to do right. That's undervalued. Like, I can't say enough for all your talent. It's your heart that carries this thing the most. So for you, when you have your moments, your first NBA game, and you're thinking of the McGowens name and the McGowens family, this has been a long journey. This has been planned. These steps are ordered.
Right. I would say it started from when we were young, having my parents, both playing at a high level, and both just raising me and my younger sister, my older brother, just to be great people. And I feel like that took us to becoming the players and people we are today. So I thank them, and it's been a journey. Having family everywhere, including you, being family in Nebraska. I feel like that you feel me, that helps all the time. Being able to keep me level, being able to be there for me through ups and downs. So it's still a blessing.
To say this, and I'll share a moment we had in the back, because when I went to see you in Charlotte, and first of all, I really tell Bryce that I was coming that way, and he came out. They have a nice little tunnel in Charlotte, and the players come out, and then there's like a VIP wall where fans are standing there.
Guess who was in that VIP
wall? So Bryce turns the corner, and he almost stopped him, right? Like wait a minute, DP, what you doing here? But to sit there behind you and watch the engagement, to watch how you receive coaching, to receive how the coaches received you, I couldn't have been more impressed. I'll ask you first things first. What's the biggest difference between Big Ten basketball and the NBA?
I would say it's a lot of similarities with the physical, just being as like physical as the Big Ten is. I would say the biggest difference is probably the play style. I say the Big Ten is more like, it's not as fast, like NBA is fast.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everything comes at you fast. You got to learn on the fly, adjust on the fly, be ready to be in certain spots. You feel me? And they don't play. So,
well, there are no mistakes, right? Yeah, that it's there. Can I ask you your favorite moment of your time in Nebraska?
I would say probably. I was saying just fan engagement.
Yeah.
I feel like that's for sure the most like fun thing, just being able to engage with the little ones that's coming up, because I know how I was when I was little. I was always wanting to be around my big brother and Kelly Bryant. That's who I looked up to all the time. So just being able to be around them and them playing at a high level, and just having like little kids come to camps and seeing them in the gym all the time and just being able to interact with them. I feel like, that warms my heart. You feel me? Just being able to give back and put smiles on their faces. And I would say that.
Yesterday, watching you at PBA during the women's game and watching the kids come running. And once again, showing who you really are, you stood and you took every picture and you signed every autograph that anybody asked. This camp that you put on, give me the origins of the camp and what you got from it.
Yeah. So when I found out, when All-Star break was, and the guys were playing on a Sunday, and that we were off, and they were playing Maryland, and I had to watch the guys play because I didn't have an opportunity to watch them play at all this year, like in person.
Right.
And just being able to come back for Coach Hoiberg and see him, I was like, I want to do a camp while I'm there. I haven't seen a lot of my people's faces in a minute.
Right.
Yes, sir.
It was good because as I was sitting there with you, Sam Hoiberg ran by, and the look on his face was a moment of pride.
Yes, sir.
And it has to mean everything. I'll ask you this. That building had 14,800 in there yesterday. Yeah. Pretty cool to watch the old girl get full, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just amazing seeing all the support and and love that Nebraska has for Nebraska, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. So, yeah, that's what keeps us going as athletes. You feel me? So,
I try to say that on air once a week, that it is important to have fans show up. And the Nebraska will tell you there's not many places like it where folks are just totally engaged in it. Also in town is your brother Trey.
Mhm.
And tell the story. Tell what's going on with Trey, because he's living that life too.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of Trey. You know, he started off, um, you know, he was staying with me in Charlotte, just working out every day, staying in the gym. At times I was like, where Trey at? You hear me? He not even at home. So he was always in the gym, and boom, he got a call up from the Long Island Nets, you know, the G League affiliate of Brooklyn Nets, and you know, he's been on a high ever since. He's just having fun, competing. He was ready to get back on the floor, and he's been playing good.
I have to pause because to think of the matrix that has to work, the analytics that have to work to have two brothers find their way to the league in the space that you did. Man, to Bobby and Pam, well done, man. Well done. What is it? What's the McGowens thing that helps you have the success you're having?
I would start off by, you know, the whole McGowens family, and O inside the family. Everything is all about staying grounded, staying level, and you know, keeping God first has been the main thing since I came out. So you know, having grandfather that's a pastor, having family that's in the church, I feel like that led to a lot of success, all the success. So that's it.
When you talk about the McGowens family, of course, your dad was a two-sport guy, played football at a high level, played basketball, played in the NCAA tournament. Your mom was a baller, and they're both educators, but both still raising young people in the space. This camp of yours, how many young people showed up?
I think in the first group, it was 95. And then the second group, I want to say around 50.
So will this be a one-off, or will you do this again?
Oh, for sure doing it again. I look forward to like doing one in South Carolina, and then this summer come right back to Nebraska and do another one. So.
We will go with you on that journey because we want to hype it up and get more folks in it. And you have the right people helping. There's also a third baller in the McGowens family. She's coming.
A star.
Let them know. Let them know. Who's sis?
Little sis, Raina. She's seen it all. She's seen Trey's journey. She's seen my journey, and now she's on her own. So, you know, we just keep on feeding her info into her head, into her mental space, her physical space.
She's getting offers already, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I'm most proud of her. She's intelligent. She's very smart. She has a pen offer. It's
Come on, man.
Ivy League school. So
come on.
With me and my family, we love that. So yeah. So, yeah.
Well, and then, you know, being from South Carolina, the program in women's college basketball is right there at the University of South Carolina. So the measurables are there, and the location is there. So she'll have choices.
Oh, for sure.
And how this works, and of course, you know, she'll have 4 people ahead of her that know the routine and know how it goes. The bad part about that day is that there's no way I can talk to you about everything I want to talk to you about, but we'll get through, check some boxes. Watching this Huskers team, when you watched them early, what did you see? The early version of this Husker team.
I saw a lot of like fiery spark. Like anybody can score at any given moment if they got to. So
yeah,
that was like us last year, but I feel like this team this year they piecing it together. I feel like they play hard every possession. You know, and Coach Hoiberg, the rest of the staff has been great with this group of guys. You know, I've seen and been in the gym when they're working. So I'm proud of how they're playing. I hope they get a dub today for sure.
We've been talking over the course of the last year. We talked about Ksaab, and now all of a sudden, I mean, look, he's in deep water.
Yeah,
like 20 points a game, 20 plus for 4 games 6 out of 9 games in the Big Ten. I mean, this is in conference. He's doing this. What's the thing about Ksaab that people need to know that they don't know?
Ksaab is a very smart player.
Yeah.
He knows. He watches basketball. Like when you watch somebody like he watches basketball because he just knows the game, has a feel for the game. Even if the 3 ball is not hitting, I watched against Rutgers. He was coming off a floppy screen. Gave dude a little 2-hand nudge.
Yeah.
Caught it right on the basket, laid it up. Just like smart stuff like that.
His finish game is underrated.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Both hands. He's got the teardrop. He's got
Ksaab can dunk too. Don't get it twisted.
Well, I saw that in the game. I saw that. I went with them to Orlando, and in the pre-games, especially in Orlando, it's a little bit looser to watch them kind of show off a little bit before. And the 2 dudes who showed out, I literally almost dropped my camera because Ksaab went in and kind of got funky with it, but then Sam.
Oh yeah,
Sam Hoiberg.
Sam got out.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Look at Pocket Hercules over here.
Captain America.
Right? Like Sam has changed his body. Like Sam came to the gym. I was like, wait a minute. When did all that happen? Where did all the muscles come from? And it's just work. But it's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Right.
Are you surprised at all that Sam's getting the run and that he's being productive?
No, I would say no. Like from day one when he first came in, he's been in he's always in the gym. Like right when I got here, nobody was in the gym. I was in there working out. Boom, I see Sam come in getting shots. Like that's been Sam since day one. Like every time I'm in the gym, I see Sam working out. So, and he really loves the game of basketball.
Let's talk about Coach Hoiberg because he's gone through it. Even through transition of staff, transition of players. And then this year you lose 2 of the guys that you brought in to change the culture. And somehow you've managed to still get this team moving forward. 13 and 14. They got a chance to play themselves into an NIT bid and to be a problem in the Big Ten tournament. What is it about Coach Hoiberg that you admire most? What's the thing that makes you smile when you think of Coach Hoiberg?
I would say combining his basketball instincts with like just the person he is. That like when I saw Coach Hoiberg yesterday, he just a great guy, and everybody loves a great guy. So we all love Coach Hoiberg. He's amazing. I talk to Coach Hoiberg after every game, win or loss. That's just how me and Coach Hoiberg rock.
That's the beauty of it, right? That relationships don't get shared, but they exist. And I try to tell people, don't think of just the box score. You got to go inside the people that are involved. And I'm just not sure Nebraska can find a better person to run their program.
For sure.
Like that and that's important. Being able to recruit. Now you're the top recruit to ever arrive in Lincoln and to play. Now they have Ramel Lloyd Jr. who's sitting in the red shirt, which is good. What happens with Coach Hoiberg that's going to allow him to recruit the right people to Nebraska?
I would say his experience. He's played at the highest level, coached at the highest level, been in the front office at the highest level. And players look at that. We look at all type of connections because that's we want to get to the NBA, and they know, and he knows what it takes to get to the NBA. And I would say my transition to the NBA, it was definitely easier, very easy, because I had Coach Hoiberg, I had Coach Nate, I had Coach Kurt, our strength coach. I was prepared. First week, they're calling the terminology all the same. We have, you feel me? It's all the same. So I feel like they've helped me a lot. So
Coach Nate is underrated and not known enough here because the conversations I've had with Coach Nate, he's a people person, right? So he's all about one-to-one being present in who he's talking to. But knowledge of the game, Coach Nate is a bad dude.
Man, at the alumni thing we had yesterday, me and Coach Nate, we sat there and could have talked for the whole night. I said, Coach Nate, I gotta go because we gonna be
We'll be here.
I said we gonna be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said you got a game tomorrow to prepare for us. So we got up, but we talked about literally everything, top to bottom.
On this roster, the old head, the veteran, D-Walk, and what he's done. I mean, he's held together. Look, he has been the linchpin, the glue, the heart, all of it. If I asked you to be honest about D-Walk as a pro, how's that sound to you?
Bro, the experience is there. He's smart. He knows how to play the game. That takes you a long way. Just being able to, and he's a vocal leader. So, and he showed that plenty of times. So, it's for sure there.
You are now in deep water, and it was funny that when I came to Charlotte, we hung out. The first thing I asked you was, "Have you met Mike yet?" And he go, "No, he ain't hanging out like that."
I met him.
Yeah,
I met him. I finally got to him. I got to him. Yes, sir.
What does the GOAT say to you?
So I met him before practice one day. He was just like, "What's up, young fella? Nice to finally meet you." And he was like, "Just keep going." And that was it. It was real brief, but it for sure meant something. Coming from.
Right? Come on! Coming from the man. On, that has to that's got to be. I don't even care.
Yeah,
I don't even care. Like if you whatever journey you on to basketball and you end up in Mike's house,
yeah,
right, and Mike comes up to you and says, "What's up?" Like, come on, like you didn't wash your hands that day. You just like, "No, let me have this GOAT. Just let me just have this GOAT on me right now. I'm gonna do this."
Yeah.
You play with some interesting guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that roster, that Hornets roster is nice and surprisingly deep. But you found playing time and you found a groove in what they expect from you. Can I ask you about Bell and Hayward and ask you who are they?
Mellow, high energetic, youngin.
Right? Right?
He can hoop. He can go though. He can go. He's a great person, hilarious. But he's at the same time he all about his work. So that's who Mello is, and G, he my vet.
Yeah.
Dinners.
Right.
Just talks.
Man, look, I had Hayward when he first got to Utah. So I was in Salt Lake when he first came in, and I thought that he was going to be the next Stockton and stay there. But life in the NBA changes and you do your thing. And I think it's a huge advantage when you ended up in Charlotte. Immediately I said, he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Because Hayward's there to look out for him.
All right.
Like that's your dude. And it's got to be special in that space. Who's the first guy when you went into a game and they said, okay, this is who you're guarding, that you kind of paused and went, okay. Okay. Here we go.
It was probably a preseason game, like real early. My first matchup was Will Barton. You feel me? He been in the real bucket
veteran,
bucket getter,
savvy. Yep.
Wiggle.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first because it was preseason, so that was my first matchup. So, and then JT, I had to guard JT with the Boston games. I had 4 possessions on him, so it wasn't good though. I ain't get killed.
It's still look. It's still you're still here, right? And they still love you in the space. Was there a moment? Walk me through. Do you remember the first bucket in a regular season game? Describe your first bucket because I know you remember it.
First bucket was basically back home. It was in It was in Atlanta. First regular season bucket. I should have dunked it, but I laid the ball up. But teammates are hype. I was hype. Family was hype. Had a lot of family there just because I'm from South Carolina and being in Atlanta, right up the road. So that was an amazing moment. Put a big smile on my face, and I was like, "Hey, many more to come." So
I know you've got to go get your workout in, and I'll see you down at PBA.
Right.
Later today. But let me say this to you openly. Thank you for what you did for Nebraska, because you made Nebraska basketball cool again. Because recruits, people that followed you, now know that it's okay to come here.
Right.
They also know that they will be taken care of when they come here, that there will be love for them here, and then that they can come here and then go to the league. Mm-hmm. You are now the North Star for Nebraska basketball, because everybody knows Bryce did it. Bryce did this. Mm-hmm. Man, look, I'm so stinking proud of you. I can't stand it, because you've done everything you said you were going to do, and you did it exactly the way you said you were going to do it. Bravo to you, young man.
Appreciate you, family. I got to thank, the Husker, everybody in Nebraska family for, the love and support. Without them and, the man above, I don't know if I would have had the juice to get there, and, you being able to, we've been able to talk about whatever outside the mic, how we get. So appreciate you for all the love.
We're gonna miss you at this year's state basketball tournament. I don't have my play-by-play dude.
Oh, when is it?
It's 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. Man, look, I appreciate that too. That was good stuff. All right, I'm gonna let you get out of here. We'll throw it to break. When we come back, it'll be the Breeze, Hoster Breezy will join us. We'll talk a little hoops, a little football, and a little WrestleMania, just because we can. We'll be right back.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that.